What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another live stream. It is me, Chavez, back with another NBA prize picks, player props video for you. A lot of P's in that intro for sure. Hope everybody's doing well. I hope this stream finds you in good spirits. I had a tough decision to make with this thumbnail. Jared Allen's afro is so goddamn glorious. But it's in the way. And so I was like, do I take that second image out? Do I leave it in because it's fabulous, fro? I'm going to be blocking it a little bit, but sacrifices you make for live stream content. All right, we got some plays to talk about today. We got a couple plays to recap from yesterday. We'll obviously dig into the board as a group and answer questions and go over any player props you guys have. But welcome in. Hit that like button on your way in. Means a ton. Stick around for the entirety of this stream. We go roughly an hour, but definitely understand if your morning isn't as accommodating. But 8:25 a.m. so far this week. That's been our time. We're sticking with that time. Running live streams throughout the week. Was able to get a video in last night. Thankfully, due to the early game between the Cavs and the Nets. So that one is tipping off at 1 p.m. And because of that early start time, the picks were on the board earlier. So it gave me a lot to dig into, at least enough for a video. So got a video done, talked about a couple of plays. We can recap them in this video or in this stream. And then we'll take a look at some odd shopper pick'ems. We'll go over plays, props using props.cash. If it's not your first time here, you know the drill. If it is your first time here, welcome. Appreciate you being here. Definitely hit that like button. Engage, participate in the chat. We play off each other's plays, you know? I mean, if we see something we like in the chat, we're gonna throw it in our own slips, and if they hit, then we give props, we give recognition to the group. So I'm ready to get this going. I don't want to waste too much time. Thursday, January 11th, we got a couple plays to dig into from the video. If you missed the video, we'll recap the plays. Won't dig into them too heavily, but we'll recap them, no doubt. What's going on, Maurice? Good morning to you. For those of y'all asking, or if you are going to ask, Discord link has been posted in the chat. Now, it's not a clickable link. You have to copy and paste this into your browser, but that's the actual link. It's not showing up as a hyperlink in the chat. Unfortunately, if you try to click it, it's not clickable. Cheers to everybody caffeinated and motivated today. So Discord link there. Got a couple of early questions in the chat. Our boy ATM, not able to make the live chat, been active in the Discord over the last few days, but always active on the live streams. Wants to take a look at Dante DiVincenzo points and rebounds, or PRA, and Chet PA. We'll dig into those for him. That way he can catch it on the replay and see what we talked about. But without further delay, let's just get this going. We're gonna dig into the two plays I talked about in yesterday's video, and we're gonna get this going. So first play we talked about. I should say, let's recap the two plays from the previous day's stream, because one of our plays absolutely destroyed, and then the other play absolutely destroyed your lineup. And this is the one that destroyed your lineup. Kobe White had a really good game. I mean, he had himself just a fantastic game overall in terms of PRA and fantasy points. Unfortunately, we just needed him to get 5 rebounds, and he just wasn't able to do it for us. So he ends the game with 4 rebounds versus the Houston Rockets. Goes off for 42, 44 PRA, 50 plus fantasy points. but I played the rebounds and it did not go over. The second play that we talked about was this Daniel Gafford blocks prop. If you played this prop, it hit and it hit and it hit. 1.5 blocks for Daniel Gafford on Prizepicks and Jock Market. He absolutely destroyed this line with 6 blocks, 2 steals for a total of 8 blocks and steals. I'll say it again, if and when we get Daniel Gafford's blocks props at 1.5, it's under 2. If we get his steals and blocks under 3, if that's not a lock for you, it's as close as we're going to get to taking the over on a prop without thinking twice about it. He absolutely crushes this line, and he did it once again. So those 2 plays were the plays we talked about in the previous live stream. Man, some plays that we talked about in the stream yesterday that didn't hit for us, unfortunately, were Wembanyama threes, and that one was a little disappointing. How about Aaron Nesmith hooking us with 3 rebounds? We needed 4. Fantastic spot for him to do it. Just didn't get it done. How about Josh Giddey taking the over on his assist? And I don't know what happened to him. He got sat. He got benched. It was pretty bad. His final stat line on the day. It was like he only played a quarter or something. I think he finished with 20 minutes. It just wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough from him. We needed a lot more from Giddey yesterday to feel good about that play. But I'll share with you my 6 pick flex that I did share this in the Discord. Not that it makes a difference because it didn't hit, but these are the plays we talked about in the stream. Took the over Giddey rebounds. I took the under on Curry's points, which looked good. Could have also taken the under on his PRA. I took the over on Nesmith rebounds. Took the over on Aaron Gordon's threes. Took the over on Wembanyama threes. And then I took the over on Quickly assists. So when looking at this slip, in hindsight, I more than likely, I wouldn't have done anything differently. I think this was a strong play. We all felt good about Giddey and Nesmith. Wembanyama, man, he took a lot of threes. I want to say he was like 0 for 5 from 3. 0 for 4 from 3. He took 4 shots. We needed him to make 2. He couldn't get it done. I mean, on any given night, I mean, this dude can knock down threes with the best of them. Yesterday just wasn't his night. So that was my 5 pick. I also played a 2 pick power with Aaron Gordon and Wembanyama threes, and obviously that didn't hit because Wembanyama did not he didn't show up in terms of threes. And he finished with 50 fantasy points. He finished with 16 points, 12 rebounds, and 10 assists. I believe he is the youngest center to record a triple double in the NBA, which that's pretty damn cool. So a lot of good names, great names in the NBA. And he's the youngest to do that. So a couple of slips I played in. I put them in a Discord yesterday. I also went ahead and made a 2 pick power using the Jared Allen and the Dinwiddie plays that we'll get to, and then also created a 5 or a 6 pick flex. So those are in the Discord right now. You can check those out if you wish. So just wanted to go over that real quick. Injury news in the NBA. Let's touch on this real quick because got some pretty big names on the injury news. I made a joke in the video, but the whole damn Dallas Mavericks team is on this injury list. It's ridiculous. So Luka's out. Dante Exum is out. Maxi Kleber's doubtful. Derek Lively II is doubtful, and you have Grant Williams questionable. Grant Williams is a starter. Lively has been a starter. Luke is obviously a starter. I believe Exum was even starting. But nonetheless, those are 4 names that are really important to that rotation. So you got guys like THJ, Kyrie, I don't know, Jaden Hardy. I don't know. But yeah, Dallas is super depleted today. Darius Garland remains out. Evan Mobley remains out. You have Ayton that's going to be doubtful, as well as Rui. LeBron's always questionable. Get used to seeing his name on the questionable list. Jabari Walker, Cam Reddish, and Cam Payne. Cam Payne's probable. So, I mean, unless you're just a diehard Cam Payne fan, I mean, as long as Lillard's healthy, Giannis is healthy, Middleton is in. Cam Payne is running a reserve role in most games. At least like reserve minutes. Even when he starts, he's just a starter. He doesn't really like command usage. All right, so injury news done for the day. Now this is going to change. You all know that this will change throughout the day, so make sure that you got your eyes open for all updates, because questionable names can be moved to doubtful. Doubtful names can be moved to out. So all this stuff can change in a heartbeat. Let's see. We got Jim in the chat. What's going on, Jim? Darrell, good morning to you. Daniel, I'm trying to bounce back from yesterday. Shaking my head. Yeah, Jim. That was I think we all hurt. I just went over my slip over on Prizepicks. I did do okay on Jock Market. I got 4 out of 5 right with my Jock Market entry. The only bugaboo was this Corey Kispert. Took the under on his PRA 15.5. He finishes with 20, but took the under Barnes rebounds, that hit. Took the under Rozier PRA, that hit. Took the under Advia PRA, that hit. And I took the over Jason Tatum PRA. Thank you for that overtime. I think he was at 38 at the end of regulation. So I hit that no matter what. But very, very close to sweeping the slip on Jock Market. So Jock Market's pretty fun to play on. A lot of similar lines you can find on Jock Market compared to the other big names, but also a lot of value because it's a smaller site. So if you're interested in that, I always post my referral link in the Discord. All right. Let's see. Daniel, hold on. I just missed this one. Daniel said, I won 300 yesterday, but almost won another 300, but John Collins fucked it over. What did John Collins do? We were on his PRA. I did play a nice little 2-pick power as well with John Collins. I put his rebounds in there over 5.5 with I'm just trying to pull up the game here with Victor Gordon. Who the hell is Victor Gordon? Aaron Gordon over 3s. So that was a nice little hit. But what did John Collins do to piss you off? He went over PRA. He went over rebounds. Did you take the under on him? Let's see. Got him, Coach Wood. Welcome in, man. How's that cup? Good one today. I don't drink coffee. Love to hear if it's a good cup or burn cup. Hilarious. It's a good cup. It's cold. It's a little cold, but it was warm enough to drink. If it's too hot, you can't taste it. It burns your mouth. If it's too cold, then it's just cold brew. But I get shots added to my coffee, so it's extra caffeinated. So it's pretty good, pretty strong. Burnt coffee is the worst, man. You can smell that shit. Like if you go into a diner or I don't know. I don't know anywhere where they still make coffee in a pot. You can smell it. Burnt coffee is the worst. Shit's the worst. But gas stations. You walk in there, get a cup of coffee. If you're not the first one to go in there and get a cup of coffee, just know that 89 cents a cup of coffee has been there since like 5 a.m. Just throwing that out there. Nothing wrong with gas station coffee. Just got to get there early. You got to get there early. How many points do you see Giannis? How many points do you see Giannis getting today? I don't even know what his line's at. We'll take a look at his line for sure. We'll take a look at that along with some plays from ATM. See, Daniel said, missed 2 easy mid-range shots and a dunk, I think, and a three-pointer. Oh, you took his points or PRA? No, PRA, he went over. He went over PRA with points and rebounds, so. But congrats on the 300, though. That's nice. Little Russell Crowe in there. Was it Russell Crowe in 300 or... I can't remember the other actor's name. There's Russell Crowe, right? All right. Enough of this beating around the bush. Let's start talking player props, all right? Let's start talking some player props. As you know, all player prop research, props.cash. That is what I use here on the channel. I'm not going to make this into an infomercial, but if you're interested in using props.cash, signing up over on props.cash, that's my promo code. Thanks 25. It gets you 25% off your first month. I use it every day. I don't just like everything that I partner with, every company that I partner with, I do use the product itself, and I can speak personally about the product. So thanks 25 is a promo code. Props.cash is the company. Great company, great player prop research tool. Best on the market. Use it, save some money. Prizepicks, as you know, we talk about Prizepicks every single day. New partner of the channel. That's my referral link on the screen. Most of you have probably already signed up on Prizepicks, but if you have not, use that link and get 100% deposit match up to $100 over on Prizepicks. And then last but not least, we'll be talking about OddsShopper today towards the end of the stream, but we'll use OddsShopper Pick'em Table to see if we can find some value on the board. But OddsShopper is applicable across the industry, regardless of the player prop site you play on. Underdog, Sleeper, PrizePicks, Jock Market, Better, covers everything. We'll get into it a little bit today, give you some more insight as to how that works. But referral link right there on the screen as well. All this information you can find in the stream description. So check that out. All right, we're talking about plays for today. 1-1-1-2-4. 1-1-1-2-4. Let's get this going. I'm just going to quickly recap the plays we talked about in the video, like the over on Jared Allen's on the RA for Jared Allen. Made mention of his rebounds in the video. You can also look to his rebounds at 11.5, but either one of those is in a really good spot. As long as Mobley is out, Allen is seeing extra usage. And as much as I like Nick Claxton on the other side, he's not gonna shut off Jared Allen's production. So liking the over on this one, and then liking the under on Spencer Dinwiddie. I'm hoping we get Spencer Dinshitty today, not Dinwiddie. When he's Dinwiddie, he's on point. When he's Dinshitty, he's not on point. So under 24.5 PRA, you can find this on PrizePicks and Jock Market. Now, this video was created at roughly 12 a.m. this morning. So it's possible that these plays have been bumped or no longer on the board. But if you still find them at these current lines, I think they're in a good spot to hit. So those are the two plays that we covered in the video. And now we're just going to get into some plays of y'all. What am I trying to say here? All right. So let's do this. Let's scroll up, because I want to start with ATM wanted us to look at Dante PR and Chet PA. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm gonna pull up Prizepicks again, and we're gonna go ahead and just start building out kind of a slip. But this isn't a slip that I'm like, I'm not trying to build out a slip. But basically, what ends up happening as we look at plays, we're looking at 4, 5, 6 players. This kind of creates a slip on its own. So I always say that if you see a group of players that we've researched and it's kind of building out in a slip that you like, play it, or just take from it what you want, and leave the rest behind. So we're gonna start with Dante and Chet. All right. What else we got here? Giannis points, right? Let's see what those are at. 33 points. All right. What else? Dante PRA at 17. Jim is all over it. Derek Jones, biggest opposition. What's going on? Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. Derek Jones Jr. under 5.5 boards. Let's pull it up. We'll pull that up as well. So we got, I'm assuming ATM is asking for the over on Dante and Chet. Giannis, we haven't really, I don't know if we're just looking at his points, but I don't really have an opinion yet. And then we got Derek Jones under his rebound. So how many is that? 5? We need one more to complete this. No matter if we can't find it, we'll just start with these 5. Let's see. For the France game, yeah. So Jared Allen rebounds, Jared Allen RA, and then Dinwiddie under. Those are the 2 that I was looking at for the France game. Haven't really dug into. When we go over to the pick'em board on Odd Shopper, we'll be able to see all the value, and it's possible that we're still getting some value in that game. So Daniel says he has Giannis going over 32 points. Is that happening? It's highly possible. How do you like those answers? You ask somebody a question and they give you like that answer that is not right or wrong. There's like no opinion taken. It's likely. It's something. I think he goes over. I think he goes over 32 points. I mean, Boston and Milwaukee, that's a big game. Big players show up in big games. I know we like attacking the big names against like scrub competition, but it's often in those scrub ass games that players don't need to like do as much, so their upside is limited. But in games like this, the only thing that kind of worries me is Boston's coming off a hell of a back-to-back, right? They got Minnesota and then flip it around, and now they're playing Milwaukee. Same thing could have been said for Minnesota, where they played Boston, and then who the hell did they play the night before? This is my job. How come I don't know it? Magic, the Orlando Magic. So it's just a tough spot for the Celtics in terms of back-to-back games against 2 very good teams, strong teams, and they went to OT. I hope we don't have Missoula sit anybody. It is a regular season game. Obviously you want to win these big games, but I mean it's possible the Celtics are so deep that we see a big name sit tonight. I don't think we see Porzingis sit. Maybe Brown. I don't know, or maybe nobody sits. But I think the like, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. Is the mindset in the NBA where if a player needs to rest, they're going to rest them regardless of what game's on the schedule. So hopefully we get everybody in the game. Everybody's healthy. We get a great competitive game, playoff type of game. That's what I want. So let's quickly take a look at Giannis's points. Got him at 33 on Prizepicks. Daniel said he has him going over 32. Projections agree, well, slightly agree. This is going over 32 with 32.3. At 33.5, you're getting odds favorable to the under, but we know this has dropped down to 33 on Prizepicks. So when we do that, Doesn't really do anything for the odds because it doesn't adjust on his own, but it should have a little impact on the projections. When we look at his 10-game log, he's gone over this in 4 out of his last 10 games, averaging 33.6. So that's over 33. Over his last 5, he's hit this in 2 of his last 5 games. I mean, those 2 40-plus games will really improve your average. But the other 3 games, 2 of those games, he didn't come close, man. He didn't even get to 30. But these are like the, look, scrub-ass game here against Utah. Houston's no longer a scrub-ass team. San Antonio, that game was ridiculous. The Bucks should have stomped their ass out. And I think if this game would have been in Milwaukee, we would have seen a completely different outcome. But because of the home court and whatever, man, I don't know. There's no reason Milwaukee should have let that game go down to the wire. But he did score 44 points. But yeah, we're talking about Giannis versus the Celtics. In his last 4 games versus the Celtics, only 1 game this season to speak of, he scored 21 points. So it's very hard to bet the under or bet against Giannis. If I were going to bet against Giannis, if anything, I'd bet against his assists because I believe they got bumped up to 6.5, if I'm not mistaken. There's no way it's on the board at 5.5. At 6.5, I'll take the under on his assist. PRA, it's hard to take the under on his PRA. If you like his points over 32 and he gets you 33, I mean, that leaves you 20 that leaves you 20 rebounds and assists for him to get that over. His PRA might be a good candidate for an under, to be honest with you. Now that I'm looking at these odds, not the best odds at 18.5, and he would need to get you 19 to 20 if he's only going to get you 32 points, 33 points. It's just hard taking the under on Giannis, to be honest with you. He's, Acuna, Ohtani, Giannis, Shea, Sabonis, like all these dudes are in the same stratosphere where like they defy the odds, they defy projection. So I don't want to get too cute with Giannis, but yeah, over 33 because it's still under what we're getting here. I think that's a strong bet. If you got it at 32, I think that's even better for Giannis. Dante DiVincenzo for ATM. Boy, he's really, really stepped it up in the absence of Barrett and Quickly. That's great, man. I mean, I liked him and I loved him in Golden State. I really did. He was such a gold mine for fantasy points. And he just got buried on the depth chart in New York. And yeah, you saw it coming. Like somebody had to leave that team. Somebody needed to make room if they intended on using DiVincenzo the right way. So I'm glad he's getting his playing time. Knicks don't look any worse, So we're looking at Dante's PR. So Dante DiVincenzo's PR right now is set to 14.5, and his PRA is set to 17. So looking at his PR, this is looking strong. So we got 6 games in a row. He's gone over 5 games straight. So 100% hit rate over his last 5, 70 over his last 10, minus 128 odds to the over, projected for 17.66 PR. When we look at his PRA set to 17, PRA set to 20 or projected for 20.5. Same concept here. 6 straight, 7 out of his last 10. Not as favorable odds with this current projection, but when we drop it down to 17, it will not change anything with his 10-game log, but it will have some impact on the odds and maybe shift them in slight favor of the over. But the way I'm looking at this one is if his projection is for 17.6 points and rebounds and his PRA is projected for 17, I mean, it feels like the PRA is the better of the two. Just because you get that insurance, you need a little bit of extra. He has the assist category to fall into, but his points and rebounds are just projected for so many. They're just projected for three, almost a full 3 over his projected or over his line of 14.5. So if you're looking at the odds, if you're looking at projections, Dante DiVincenzo's points and rebounds is tops. But if you're looking at just upside, PRA is also in play. Those two look really good. I don't believe you can go wrong with either one of those. So pick your treasure on that one. Chet. We're looking at points and assists for Chet. This one is currently set to 19.5. You're getting minus 115 odds over, minus 111 on the under. Man, he has gone over this in 80% of his last 10 games, 80% of his last 5 games, averaging 23 respectively in each of those game logs, 5 and 10. Projected for 22.97 points and assists versus the Trailblazers. I mean, we have to mention blowout risk, right? I mean, I don't like living in that area. I don't like living in that fear, but the blowout risk is always in play. I mean, the Knicks just handed it to the Trailblazers. What was that final score? 112-84. And yeah, 112-84. Projections look good at 19.5. The odds don't look all that great. I'm not going to lie, but we've seen worse. We've played worse. PRA for Chet. Does it look any better? It's identical. Exactly the same. Points, rebounds, assist. All right, rebounds and assist. Yeah, it looks like PA, PR, and PRA are all in play. It's a nice little rhyme there. But the projections look better than the odds, so just tread lightly on that one. Turnovers, I would consider playing his turnovers, although his game logs don't really reflect the odds, right? The odds minus 135 to go over. His average is high. Like in his last 10 games, he's averaging, 1.4 turnovers. That's basically 2 a game. And we see him turn the ball over 4 times, but there are a lot of games where he doesn't even come close to that. So I don't know. Against the Trailblazers, is that a team that's going to turn teams over? Maybe, but there are a few in play for Chet for sure. If you're looking to go off the beaten path, I think his turnovers are in play. If you're looking to kind of like play it safer, PA and PR are in play for Chet. All right. So we talked about both DiVincenzo props on the over. I'm still not like sold on the Chet PA, but I mean, out of all those plays, I think the points and assists does look the best. Derrick Jones. We'll get to Derrick Jones. Giannis, 32. I like 33. It's just hard for me to take the under on him. But honestly, I'm probably just going to stay away from Giannis props today. Just because it's a high-ass number. He needs 34 points to go over this. But I just feel like when I pull the under on Giannis, he goes over. So like I'm learning from my own mistakes, but we just went over a few reasons why we like this and why it's in play. All right, Derrick Jones, 5.5 rebounds. We like the under on this one. So do the books, minus 138. He has only gone over this in 2 of his last 10, 1 of his last 5, projected for 4.65 rebounds today. Knicks are tough. We know that. A lot of bodies out, right? Luka's out. Kleba and Lively are doubtful. Williams is questionable. Exum is out. When Luka's out, this is what Derrick Jones has done. 2 out of those 6 games. When Lively is out, Derrick Jones, 1 out of his last 3, 6, 9 games. And when Exum, I guess. Yeah. I mean, we can do that. Take one player out and see what it looks like. It looks like it's the same. Anytime a player is down, Derrick Jones rebounds don't go up, except for this one game against Minnesota, which looks like a really big outlier game. So, yeah, Derrick Jones under rebounds. He needs 6. Looking at his last 30 games, he's gone over this in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 23% hit rate. Yeah, I don't mind that one. I think that one's a really good one. Derrick Jones under his rebound. So we go Derrick Jones under boards. We got Giannis. We'll go Giannis over points. You can hear the excitement in my voice. DiVincenzo over PRA, Holmgren over PA, and then DiVincenzo over 14.5 rebounds and points. All right, we'll clear it out, and we will reload and see what else is popping. Let's see what I missed. Let's see. Daniel said I took his points when he had 10 points. I took a late pick, which was dumb. It's hard when you take those late picks because the lines get super tight. The fewer picks that are on the board, the harder it gets to get those right because so many adjustments can be made. And it leaves you very few choices to play. Like you either have to play it or you just don't make a slip. So yeah. I know what you're talking about there. All right. Yeah, we did Dante over. We did Derrick Jones under. Anthony Simons over rebounds. All right, Jim. We'll put that one on the board. Darrell won 306 last night. Would have been 600 if Jason didn't fuck me in the first half. Talking about Tatum. Jason Terry. Oh, we're getting some love for congrats on that, Darrell. There, 306 is nice. We're getting some love for Simons. We got Simons rebounds and Simons RA. We got Kyrie under PRA. So we got Simons and Kyrie. Daniel, any thoughts on Irving? People haven't really said anything about him yet. We'll take a look at that. What's y'all's best pick? Shit, man. So far, what we talked about, I mean, the one with the best odds, the one that is moving the needle for me the most is that Derrick Jones under his rebounds, but we got a few more to put up on the board right now. I mean, look, Jared Allen's rebounds got bumped from 11.5 to 12. People are still playing the over on this one. I understand this is a popular play, but it doesn't tell us if people are going over or under. All it's saying is that these players are being put into slips. We don't know what the slip is. But I'm assuming that if you like this at 11, you don't mind it at 12. This LeBron play is strong. Claxton's rebounds are always in play just because This guy defies the odds like nobody else. There's Simon's rebounds right there. We got Jared Allen's rebounds and assists. That got bumped up from 14.5 to 15. So that makes me feel good that I got that in early. All right. Simon's. All right. We got Simon's. Both plays in for Simon's. Kyrie under. And Flogo. How you feel about Jared Allen over 12 rebounds? I feel like it was better at 11.5. But I feel like it's still in play at 12. I think sometimes people forget, and I used to do this a lot, is that when you see a flat number like this in your head, it just automatically like goes to the thought of that player needing that number. And in fact, they need one over that number. So you see the 12 and you're like, yeah, he can get 12. But no, you need him to get 13. So the question you need to ask yourself is he getting you 13? You know, that's why with the Giannis points, it's like, can he get you 33? Yeah, he could definitely get you 32, but he needs 34. When it's at 33, now he needs 34. So add that +1 because that's what they really need. And so now this Jared Allen rebounds problem goes from needing 12 to needing 13. So yeah, the push potential is there, but I mean, you don't want to build a slip just on push plays, man. Like that's not gonna build your bankroll. So I still do like it at 12, but I think at 11.5, obviously. When we go over to Odd Shopper, we'll pull up Jared Allen and see where you might be able to find his rebounds at 11.5 because we're looking for the best value. We're not looking to solely build prize pick slips because we're not loyal to an extent with prize picks just because you play there. I'm sure you've won on the site. I'm sure like they've, I don't know, they're giving you money at some point in terms of like easy tacos or easy promos. So like you have some sort of loyalty to them because you have some success there, but they're not the only game in town. So you don't want to be too loyal and only play on prize picks and force yourself into plays that have been bumped up 2 times, 3 times. So we'll look for other value. But right now what we got is Anthony Simons. I guess we're liking the over on these, Jim. Taking the under on Kyrie or over on Kyrie. We'll figure it out. Ashley, welcome in. Yeah, we got Simons pulled up on the board. Ashley, got Ashley Walls and Ashley Colley. What do y'all think about Cam Johnson? Be more specific. What prop of Cam do you like? And we'll pull it up. So we got 15.5 points for Cam. We got 5 rebounds for Cam. 23.5 PRA for Cam. If his 3-pointers are on the board, I'll take a look at that. 18.5 points and assists, 7.5 rebounds and assists, 21.5 points and rebounds. So it doesn't look like his threes are up on the board. Ashley, Cam points. All right, let's take a look. I don't have a thought on this like right off the top. We'll look at it together though. And there's one more. Devin Booker, PA. What's going on, Don? Welcome in. Hit that like button on your way in. 26 viewers should have 26 likes. That's how I look at it. All right, Devin Booker, PA. And here we go. So round number 2 of player props. We got 2 Anthony Simons props. We got Kyrie Irving, Cam points, and Book PA. Don, would you like him over or under? Ashley, would you like Cam Johnson at over or under the points? Just so we can make a case for it when we go over to props.cash. Or maybe you haven't decided yet. Either way, we're going to take a look at it together over on props.cash. Here we go. Starting off with Anthony Simons. Where are you? Ooh. All right. Rebounds, 3.5. Minus 108 to the over. Minus 118 to the under. Gone over this in 5 straight. Gone over this in 7 out of his last 10. So bringing in a 100% hit rate over his last 5 and a 70% hit rate over his last 10. Very strong percentages there. Projected for slightly under. So 3.48, which is a little weird because OKC is allowing bottom of the league production in rebounds. So 25th in the league at defending the boards or allowing boards. 45.3 per game. We got any head-to-head matchups to look at this season? We do not. Not this season. Got to go back to last year where he did it in 1 out of 2 games, 1 out of 3 games. When we take a look at what other shooting guards have done versus the OKC Thunder from down under, we got this to look at. So we have Dunk with just 1 board on a 2.5 line. We got Hero with 5 on a 5.5 line. 5 gets it done for you today. Landry Shamet over his line, but 2 is not going to do it. 5 for Koulibaly on a 3.5 line. That gets it done. Cam Thomas gets over his line, but that doesn't do it for Simons. Both DeJounte Murray, a.k.a. Mustard, and Jalen Big Head Brown. I can't tell if he has a big head or like tiny braids. I thought maybe like his head was big, so his like he didn't have enough hair to do like thicker cornrows, but maybe he just has like thin hair. I don't know. But I just noticed that, and it was a super weird observation. So now every time I see Jaylen Brown, I can't get the image of like skinny braids out of my head. So Jaylen Brown does go over along with DeJounte Murray, and then Bogdan goes under his line. So you got some positive results in here by opposing 2 guards versus the OKC Thunder. You got that going for you. You got solid matchup versus a team that will allow rebounds to the shooting guard. You don't have the best odds though. So pick your poison on this one. If you want to go with the odds and say I'm gonna fade it, but man, it's really hard to fade this, right? And he's been super close. So like even in the games where he doesn't get you 4, he's hooking it right there. He's right there. Phoenix and Golden State, he's right there. So let's look at his RA. Let's see if this one gives us any. This one's slightly better. Okay, so we got 7.5 rebounds and assists, minus 128 to the over, plus 100 to the under. The odds are looking better. His last 5 games are not as strong as his rebounds over his last 5 games, but overall, you're looking at 65% hit rate between the two. He is projected for 8.23 rebounds and assists today. So that is better projection, better odds for this prop versus the OKC Thunder, who, wouldn't you know, also give up quite a few assists per game. So when you combine the two, this one looks like it does have the most upside for Simons. So if I'm picking out of these 2 for Simons, I think rebounds and assists offers you more than just the rebounds alone. So Simons, I like his rebounds and assists. Kyrie Irving, with no Luka, we're going to have to do some filtering here. We're looking at his PRA. So 43.5 is what it's set to on Prizepicks. He has gone over this in back-to-back games. Minnesota and Memphis. I'm going to take Luka out this lineup. So, okay, let's remember this. Over his last 5 games, 40%. Over his last 10, 20%. When we take Luka out the lineup, what does that look like? And looks like nothing. Wow. So, 50 PRA upside. He always has that. Without Luka in the lineup, and who is another usage player that's not going to be in the lineup today? Exum? Yeah, we can't get too specific with these filters because the sample size gets smaller and smaller. It doesn't look all that great with Luka in. Doesn't look all that great with Luka out. You would think that with Luka out, then all the usage goes to Kyrie. However, we got to factor in his matchup versus the Knicks, who are top 10 in points allowed, number 1 in rebounds allowed. Assists, they're a little better than the league average. Kyrie's projected for 37.7 PRA, which is not bad. That's not a bad line. It feels like this line might be a little inflated, 43.5. So taking the under on this one might be the move. His points over on props.cash are at 30.5, but on Prizepicks, they're also at 30.5. His rebounds are at 6, and his assists are at 6.5. To be 100% honest, this just doesn't look like the game to target Kyrie Irving. So yeah, taking the under on his PRA does make sense. Unless you believe he's due for a good game at home. What does this look like? It doesn't look any better, right? So yeah, Kyrie Irving doesn't look like he's in a good spot today. Devin Booker. Let's see if Book is in a better spot. Looking at his points and assists, set to 31.5. So let's look at the current line and then we'll make the adjustment. So 32.5 for Devin Booker, minus 120 on the under, minus 106 on the over. He's done this 5 out of his last 10, 1 out of his last 5. Head-to-head matchup with the Los Angeles Lakers. No matchups this season to speak of. So we only have the 10-game, 5-game logs to look at. Now, let's bring this down to 31.5 where it is on Prizepicks and see what changes. Slight improvement. 1, 2, 3, 6. So 60% hit rate from 50 to 60. And then over his last 5 games, it improves also. So not the best hit rate for Devin Booker, but better than it was before. When we look at his projection, he is projected for 29, basically roughly 29 points and assists. So projections are not looking all that strong for him. We do have a Lakers team that is allowing little below league average in points, a little worse than the league average in rebounds, and in assists. They're towards the bottom of the league in assists allowed. 3-pointers made here, pretty high ranking or low ranking, depending on how you look at it, but in favor of a shooting guard like Booker, no doubt. Points and assists by other shooting guards look like this. Gary Trent does go over with 15. RJ Barrett goes over 28. Desmond Bane. We got to scroll all the way down to Desmond Bane to find a line that's over Devin Booker's line. of 30 and a half. So Desmond Bain goes over with 37, 34 for Anthony Edwards, and then 32 for Edwards. So I don't know about this one. Points. Let's do this. Let's do this real quick. So Devin Booker points, 24 and a half. You got his rebounds, you got his PRA, and then you have his assist, and then rebounds and assist. I mean, we got his points, we got his PRA. His RA was looking really good at 11 and a half, been bumped up to 12. And when you bump it up to 12, then he loses a game. Man, he just his numbers against the Lakers just don't. I mean, not just the Lakers, but overall, where the lines are currently set, it just doesn't look good for him tonight. I don't have a crystal ball, so I don't have like the perfect outcome for this play, but I mean, it looks really grindy, and like this shit just looks sticky to me. I feel like we can find better props unless these get moved up, and then maybe you have like a definitive, like, oh yeah, that's a definite under now that it's been bumped up, or oh, it's been dropped. I'll play the over on that one. But where they are right now, they're just kind of like in this no man's land. I mean, honestly, out of all these book plays, I would say his PRA is probably the one that's most in play, just because of the upside it brings, and also the odds are slightly in favor. And then next will be his points and assists, because this is not set correctly on Prizepicks. It's 31 and a half. So when we adjust this, it will move a little bit more of that juice in favor of the over. I just don't know by how much. So those would probably be the two plays that I'm looking at for Devin Booker. Cam Johnson points, 15 and a half for Ashley. This is the France game. Where is he? Okay. Yeah, I remember last year's France game where Killian Hayes went like 0 for 20 from 3. It was so bad, like the announcers didn't even know how to like go. They didn't even know how to like transition out of those shots. They were just like talking about promotions and shit at like the next home game. They didn't know what to do. But Cam Johnson, 120 over, minus 102 on the under. So gone over 15 and a half points, 2, 3, 4 out of his last 5 games, 6 out of his last 10. Looks like he's starting to find his shot. He's only projected for 12 points. Matchup with Cleveland is not good, although Cleveland is down bodies. Cleveland is down Mobley and Garland today. Head-to-head matchup with the Cavs look like this. So one game to look at. He's only played him one time this season, and he put up 12 points. We could take a look at what other power. He's a power forward? There's no way he's a power forward. There is no way that Cam Johnson, is he really a power forward? Nah, man. He doesn't play like a power forward. Let's pull up threes. Let's see what threes have done versus Cleveland. Yeah, Jetty Osman going over. You had 18 from Keldon, 13 from Avia and Kispert, 20 from Barnes, 12 from Kispert again. A lot of these points will get it done for Cam Johnson today. 17, 21. A lot of these 28 will get it done for him today. Shooting guard. Vassell goes over. Koulibaly goes over his line, but that will be a hook for today. 19 from Barrett. I don't mind this one. I don't mind this one. I mentioned that if his threes were on the board, I would have interest in that. Minus 132 on the over. So one way you can look at this is his threes are set to, what the hell are we looking at? His threes are set to 2.5 with heavier juice to the over. So this is projecting for 3. That's 9 points on a 16-point prop because he needs 16 today. He hits 9 points from threes. That leaves you 7 points that he has to score from the field. So the majority of his points come from threes. Projections look good on his threes. Odds look good on his overall points, but they're better on his threes. So averaging 11 shots a game, making 5 of those, and out of those 5, he's averaging roughly three threes a game. Right here. Boom, 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 boom. So if you can find his threes somewhere, I like the over on that one more, but his points alone are they're okay. If he gets hot from 3, I think he crushes this. If his shot's falling, it's always weird too when like you have these international games, these overseas games. Sometimes players just don't like click in different arenas in different countries. So hopefully this shit is as fun as that Mexico City game between the Magic and the Hawks. That was a pretty fun game to watch. All right, let's do this. We've gone over plays, 2 rounds of plays. I'm going to go ahead and select the over. We got the under on Kyrie. We got the over on Simon's rebounds and assists. I'm going to click the under on his rebounds, though, because what we were seeing, that to me looks more of like an under, but his rebounds and assists look real good. So those are the 5 plays we just went over. I'm going to leave those up for now, but what I do want to bring up is Odds Shopper. So we've been talking about Odds Shopper the last few streams. We've been using the Pick'ems table just to find extra value. So we're going to spend a minute or two on Odds Shopper, see what value pops up, and see if we can add some extra plays. If you're looking for an extra play, you might find something over the next 2 minutes. So what I'm doing here is on the Pick'ems table for Odds Shopper, we're just going to pull up NBA because that's what we're talking about in today's stream. And I got the 3 operators of Prizepicks, Underdog, and Jock Market. We also can choose from Better and Sleeper. So if you play on Sleeper, if you play on Better, also let me know because we can definitely pull up those boards. But number 1 play on the board right now is Derrick Jones Jr. under 5.5 rebounds over on Underdog. Next play is Dwight Powell under 6.5 boards on Jock Market. Also Dwight Powell under PRA on Jock Market. Also on Jock Market, Spencer Dinwiddie, 6.5 assists, the under on this one. So you have just created a mortal lock on Jock Market. That's what that's called on Jock Market. No insurance, so you got to get all 3 of them right. But all 3, if you get right, they pay 6x. That's another thing on Jock Market, higher payouts. Whereas on Prizepicks, your 3 picks are 5x. On Underdog, they're 6x, and on Jock Market, they're 6x. So it's riskier to play 3 because you have to get them all right, but in the event you do, you win more money. So those Jock Market plays are definitely popping. Donovan Mitchell under 1.5 steals in this game. That's an under. Duop Reith under his 12.5 points. There's Den Shitty right there under his PRA on Jock Market. So Jock Market looks to be having more valuable props for us. Anthony Simons under his 3-pointers. There's Jared Allen over 11.5 rebounds. That one needs to be updated. So forth and so forth and so forth. So A lot of lines up on the board. Let me just pull up Prizepicks real quick and let's see what that looks like. Just Prizepicks plays. All right, number one play on the board for Prizepicks as of now. Donovan Mitchell under his steals, Spencer Dinwiddie under his 6.5 assists, Spencer Dinwiddie under his PRA, Anthony Simons under his 3-pointers. So there's Chet under his points. Now, I should have said this at the beginning. Plus EV, expected win, and true odds. These are the three main pieces of info that are going, not going into these plays, but these are like the three main pieces of info that we're looking at here. We're not looking at game logs. We're not looking at historical performances or anything like that. On this Pick'ems table, all that's already been baked in. So the reason for this being on an under, they're factoring in game logs, historical performances, injuries, all that stuff. So if you love the player prop research process, props.cash is your thing. You should use it. If you don't have time for the research or don't give two shits about it and you just want plays, Hot Shopper is probably the best fit for you because it's just going to give you plays. You don't have to do anything but decide if you want to play them or not. We're going to do one more thing here while we're on the Odd Shopper app, and I want to pull up the entry builder. You might find this of value. So what we can do here is just pick our pick'em site. We want to flex this or power this. We're going to flex it. We're going to pick plays for today, and we're going to leave this under all leagues. So this is going to spit out the best 6 plays for a slip, the highly like the most expected plays to win EV. And so you're going to get a mixture of things. We got some NCAA basketball. We have Donovan Mitchell right there, another NCAA basketball, a lot of NCAA basketball right here. Maybe you just want to play NBA. Maybe that's what you're comfortable with. So we can filter out the leagues and just only select NBA plays. So here are the 6 plays that are being put into a 6-pick flex. You have Mitchell under steals. You have Dinwiddie under assists. You have Simons under threes. You have DFS under 13.5 points and rebounds, Jared Allen over rebounds, and then Grayson Allen, the Allen brothers, under his 19. Listen, the last time I picked goddamn Grayson Allen to go under anything, he went off for like 23s. But this game is a tough game against the Lakers. I expect the bigger names to step up, leaving little on the table for Grayson Allen. So one other thing you can do, if you don't like one of these plays, like let's remove this Jared Allen play since that's been bumped up to 12 and it needs an update. And we're just going to put in another play to replace it. Can be of the same player. Let's put in this Chet Holmgren under points. And there you go. So it's just that simple to make switches over here. There's Odd Shopper right there. Pick'ems table, entry builder, expert picks. So your expert picks. So as I say, these are not specific to Pick'em sites. However, you still may be able to find these lines on a Pick'em site. And you play it. That simple. OG Anunoby over his points. Randall over his rebounds at 8.5. This is on Boom Fantasy. This is on FanDuel. Finding that LeBron James 14.5 RA on Bet365. That was also on Prizepicks unless it got bumped up. There's Dinwiddie again. There's Reith again. There's Mitchell over. You want to take an over on a point prop? There's Mitchell 26.5 points. You're not finding that on Prizepicks. You're going to find it on Boom Fantasy. And then there's Jared Allen rebounds. We can also search by player. So we talked about Jared Allen's rebounds at 12 earlier. liked it at 11.5, but it got bumped up. But maybe you could find it somewhere else. So just search Jared Allen. The top players are going to be pulled up. It's still showing 11.5 on Prizepicks unless they bumped it back down to 11.5, which is weird. But the under on his PRA is in play, while the over on his rebounds is in play. That's kind of odd. I got the over on his PRA at 32 on Jock Market. So you want a bit of a better line for Jared Allen. Jock Market has a lower PRA. And so forth and so forth. So you can just do this with every player that you want and just pull up the best lines across the board instead of going to each one of these sites and searching. It takes up a lot of time. So Jock Market is definitely helping us out with all these different features and all these different tools. All right. Do we have any more props in the chat? I just went on a 5-minute instructional video on how to use Odd Shopper, but hopefully you saw some plays that look good to you and you can add those to your slips and or fade them. What's going on, Supa? How about a PowerPoint for the 1 p.m. game? Well, it's a little late for that now, but definitely something to keep in mind. If we have early games moving forward, like on holidays and things like that, just have a specific stream for that game. It does get a little tougher with just one game. Sometimes there's not as many props up, or sometimes the lines are just bad. So it just make it difficult to build content around, bad information, but definitely something to keep in mind. Appreciate that suggestion. Let's say thin hair. Yeah. Look at Jared Allen when you get the chance. Oh man, we've been looking at Jared Allen all morning. Thumbnail. He's my thumbnail on both vids, stream and recorded. Like his rebound, like his RA. Jock Market has his PRA at 32.5. Lower line there. Yeah, Jared Allen is in play. Jared Allen is in play for sure. All right, let's see. Jeremy Grant under 4 boards or 6.5 RA. Is that where he's at right now? Jeremy Grant under 4 boards. That guy is wow. Well, I mean, out of those two, it'll have to be his boards because his RA got pulled off the board. Damn, that's super low. That's like one more than Anthony Simons. Holy shit. I mean, it's not like he's a great rebounder. It's not a discount at all. I mean, there's a reason why it's at 4. Max Strus over turnovers. Jared Allen over rebounds at 12. I'm going to say yes. Only because of the push potential, but I got it at 11.5. LeBron James, 14.5 rebounds and assists. Yes, I like the over on that one. I appreciate that. I try to make it make sense. Yeah. LeBron James, listen, hit me up in the Discord. I posted the Discord link at the very top of this chat. Copy and paste it. It's not a hyperlink. But I posted my 6-pick flex in my Discord. LeBron James is in the 6-pick flex. So I like him today. And I also like Jared Allen today. Let's see. Divine Miles. What's going on? Welcome in. Hit the like button on your way in. 36 people watching, 36 likes. Is KD points and Donovan points a lock? Nothing's a lock, but Donovan Mitchell's points at 27.5 and KD endless scroll. Real quick. So we got Mitchell's points at 27.5 over on Prizepicks, but if you can find it elsewhere for a lower line, you should know. You should know where that is, and let's see if we can find it for you. So Prizepicks says Mitchell over 27.5 points is a play. However, it only has a 51% chance to hit. Now, I gotta be honest with you. I've played plays in my lifetime, of player props that were below 50% chance to hit. Obviously, the higher expected win rate you have, the better odds it is to hit. But I think we've all played plays that were 49, 48% chance to hit. So I will say, if you are, on a play, don't let a certain number deter you from playing it. Although understand the risk involved, because it could obviously not hit for you, but you got the over on this one. And it's above 50% to hit. So it's not the best play, but it is a play. It is in play. The Jock Market has Donovan Mitchell's assists and rebounds at 11.5. That's a nice play right there. I just wanted to see if we can find his points at any lower than 26. So if you wanted to find his points lower than 26, you'd have to find it on a sports book, because on pick'em sites, I think they're all like on the same page and juicing these plays up. Durant, Mitchell, Grant. What else? Jim says, what about Kamara over 3-pointers made 0.5? Well, we're living on the edge with these 3-pointers, huh, Jim? Gordon was a smash yesterday. We talked about Aaron Gordon's threes. We just needed Wemby to come through. He took his shots. He just couldn't make them. All right, let's do this. Let's make this our last round of player props. We're going to do Grant rebounds, Mitchell points, Kevin Durant points, and Kamara. Why the hell not? E Silver, Hartenstein over PRA. Why the hell not? Let's throw that in there too. All right, we got 5 plays. Let's head over to props.cash and let's finish this stream out with these 5 plays. We're going to kick things off with this Brooklyn-Cleveland game in France. Let's look at Mitchell's points, okay? Because on one hand, he's Donovan Mitchell and he can do all things. On the other hand, you're not getting the best numbers and you're getting a slightly inflated line, because we know this is available on books, certain sports books, at 26.5. So Prizepicks is begging you. They're saying, please take the over on this one. He's Donovan Mitchell. They're begging you to take the over on this one. If we find enough information to support that, then the over looks good. But 25 points is his projection today. Over his last 10, he's gone over this in 4 games. Over his last 5, he's gone over this in 2 games. In his head-to-head matchups with the Brooklyn Fishnets, he has no games to speak of this season. So only 15 points. We got to go back to 2022. And he was a member of he was a Cav then, right? He wasn't a Jazz. Let's look at the positives here. Mitchell is capable of putting up 40 points in a game or more. We know that. Over his last 10 games, he does have 4 30-plus games. Brooklyn's defense is not the greatest at limiting points, allowing 117 per game. Mitchell playing plenty of minutes, upwards of 35 over his last 10. Mitchell is also taking 20 shots a game. He's making 9 shots per game. He is capable of making more. Mitchell is taking 9 threes a game. He's making 3 of those. So 30%, roughly 30% percentage from 3. 30.5. 27.5, he needs 28 for this to go over. So I would not call his points a lock. I would not call his points a lock. But what we also can do, based off that information, I wouldn't call it a lock. But let's take Garland out. Does this look better? Over his last 10, he has a 40% hit rate. Over his last 5, he has a 40% hit rate. Without Mobley and Garland in the lineup. So it doesn't really move the needle a lot. I can see this game going to overtime. And then Mitchell obviously getting like 35 points for the game. 40. But I definitely would not call his points a lock at 27.5. They are in play, but not a lock. KD's points, are these a lock? Man, I want to see them go at it. LeBron versus KD. Oh, my hairline versus your hairline. Yeah. All right, so 26.5 points for Kevin Durant is not 27.5. It's 26.5. So when we bring this down for KD, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of his last 10 games. However, just 2 out of his last 5. So was on a nice streak and then kind of cooled off a little bit. Got it going against Orlando of all teams. Head-to-head matchup with the Lake Show. I had to squint. Yeah, okay. I just want to make sure that was this season. All right, so put up 38 back in November. Lakers, not the best matchup for points. You know, they're like middle of the road for points. But it's just Kevin Durant we're talking about. So projected for 25.3 points. I want to just double check his line. So on 27.5, he's minus 106 on the over. So slight juice to the over here. Or excuse me, slight juice to the under. But at 26.5, this is going to shift over. He's in a better spot to go over than I think Donovan Mitchell is. This is the type of game that gets like really competitive and higher scoring than you think it's going to be. This could also be an overtime type of game for KD. So I would not call either one of these plays a lock, but I'm leaning Kevin Durant over his points before I go over Donovan Mitchell hit over his points. For one reason, Kevin Durant has a lower line and slightly better odds and better history versus the Lakers than Mitchell is showing versus the Nets. So that's my take on that. All right, let's go to Portland. Jeremy Grant rebounds. Was at 3.5. Damn right it got bumped up to 4. People were like hammering the over on this one. Back to back. Are you sure you want to take Jeremy Grant under his rebounds? He's gone over this back-to-back games. 10 and 6. 2 out of his last 5, 5 out of his last 10. He is capable of 10 plus, 5, 6, whatever. He's also capable of just focusing on shot volume and just not getting anything else going. Projected for 2.9 rebounds. OKC allowing a crap ton of rebounds per game. We just covered that with Simons. At 4 rebounds. So again, keep in mind, he doesn't need 4 rebounds. He needs 5 rebounds. So in how many games has he gotten you 5 rebounds or more over his last 10 games? Just 4 of those games. 4 out of his last 10, he's gotten you 5 or more, which is what he needs today. Unless you want to play for the push And if you're playing for the push, and that's like why you want to play this play, I think there are other rebounding lines you could take instead of this one. So you got to have some conviction on why this is going to go over. So again, he needs 5 or more. That changes everything because it's been bumped up from 3.5 to 4. So there's your data for the last 10 games. Here's your data for the last 15 games. Gotten you 4 or more in all these games. Quickly take a look at what power forwards have done. 5 rebounds gets it done for him today, as does 15. 4 gives you the push. 8 gets you the over. 7 gets you the over. 6 gets you the over. 6, 9, 6. So, yeah, a lot of power forwards are getting 4+, 5+ boards in these games. So that should give you some confidence if you're looking to take the over on Jeremy Grant's rebounds at 4 over on Prizepicks. Last 2 plays. We're in the same game. Camera. I get to see this dude getting pissed off in like middle school, people calling him Camera. Probably got into a lot of fights defending his last name. All right. 0.5 3-pointers made. -125 on the under. 105 on the over. He's projected for 1 3-pointer today. And that's exactly what we need. Gone over this in 60% of his last 10 games here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Over his last 15. He's gone over this in 53%, but over his last 5, he has not done as well. Now, it helps us when a guy does take 3-pointers. So let's see in those games if he's actually attempting any threes, because that would explain why he's not making any. Ooh, Jim, this is really, really greasy right here because he's literally taking 1 3 a game. So it's like he either makes it or he doesn't, and that's it. It's not like taking... He's not a high volume shooter at all. There is some risk in this one. You want to get nuts? Play the over on his threes because there's a lot there that you can sweat out. Projections do look good. The odds do not look great. Anything's possible in the NBA, but the difference between this and Aaron Gordon's prop yesterday is that Aaron Gordon had really, really favorable odds to the over, and he had the game logs to support it, and his 3-point attempts per game, I think, were like 2 or 3. So those are the differences here. But yeah, if you want to take the over on this one, because it is a low-hanging fruit, he is projected for 1 3. I definitely see the logic. I definitely see the logic in that one. So Hartenstein, last play, Hartenstein. If I didn't get to your question, hit me up in the Discord. I can break a play or 2 down in the Discord for you all. Shit. All right, let me refresh this real quick because Hartenstein is not pulling up. Let's see here. Let's see. All right. Hartenstein. I have a lot of tabs open right now, so things are just slow motion. All right, 22.5 PRA for Hartenstein, -118 on the over, -108 on the under. He is projected for 25.77. Dallas is hurting right now. They're down a lot of bodies in that front court. Kleber's questionable. Lively's out. You got Dwight Powell left. I mean, I'm not saying Hartenstein should eat, but this is definitely more in play due to the injuries of the Mavericks than it is due to his like talent and upside. Centers versus Dallas over the last handful of games. Xavier Tillman goes over. Rudy Gobert goes over. Naz Reid, well, Rudy Gobert doesn't go over his line, but he goes over the line for Hartenstein today. Naz Reid goes over. Reith goes over. Reith is not even your starter. Reith isn't even your, like, it's Ayton, Jabari Walker, then Reith, something like that. 21 for Kessler, 33 for Gobert, 53 for Jared Allen, 44 for Chimezie Metu. Chimezie Metu put up 44 on the Mavericks. Zach Collins. Okay, we've seen enough. We've seen enough from opposing centers versus the Dallas Mavericks front court with and without Lively and Luka. Hartenstein's in play. 3 out of his last 5 out of his last 10, he's gone over. Dallas gives up a ton of rebounds per game, almost dead last in the league, bottom of the league in assists allowed, and they are allowing below league average, worse than league average in terms of points. So, but we all know that Hartenstein is like this. He's a scrap guy. It's Brunson. It's Randall. Now it's DiVincenzo. So a lot of his points are coming from what? Pick and rolls, alleys, putbacks. Like he's not creating his own shot. So he's got to keep that in mind that he does have to fall into some scenarios that are catered towards him. And this game has to stay close enough to where Knicks don't beat the shit out the Mavs and he sits. And you put Jericho Sims in there for 40 minutes. So keep that in mind. But with all that being said, if the game plays out the way we want it to play out, he's in a spot to go over. I do like the over on this. After looking at what opposing centers have done and based off these projections, I think this is in a fine spot to go over. I saw this one. We'll close out on Dame's points. I don't know who put that in the chat, but we'll close out on Dame's points. Sitting at 24.5 over on price or over on props.cash. 25 on Prizepicks. So you are getting it at a higher line on Prizepicks. Slight juice to the over. When we bump this up to 25, it's probably going to be a coin flip. He's only gone over this in 3 games. He's pushed and gone over in 4 out of the last 10 games. Not the best of numbers for Dame, taking on the Celtics today. 23.3, 23.23 is his projection. Celtics, one of the toughest defenses in the league, although they are allowing high number threes per game right here. Dame projected for 3 threes, maybe. The scary thing about Damian Lillard is that he can look terrible for 3 quarters and literally hit 80% of his point prop in the 4th quarter. Just go off. And Giannis is like he's fine with being Robin in the 4th quarter when Dame is hot. And that is the scariest thing about taking an under on Dame is that you can't turn the game off and be like, oh yeah, he's having a bad game. You turn it back on and he's over. So I don't like taking the under on his points. He's a player that I'm like, oh, if I don't like the over, I'm gonna stay away just because he's gonna make me pay. But now he needs 26 points to go over this line against a tough Boston Celtics team who are coming off a back-to-back. We talked about this already. Giving up points to the point guard, not very many to the point guard. But look, the only name on this list, I mean, that is like worth a damn in my mind is Halliburton. Milton, McLaughlin, Nembhard, fine, he's a good player. McConnell, like, come on, these are all Pacers. And we got to scroll down to Shea Gilgeous-Alexander back on a second to find a guy that actually did go over point prop. Cade Cunningham did it. What about shooting guards? Slightly better. Anthony Edwards goes over. Mathurin gets over. That's over for Dame today. That's about it. Ooh. I don't know. At 24.5, this was in play. At 25, now he needs 26. I'm probably gonna stay away from Dame. Although I did play his assist in my slip at 6.5. His assists were looking good to me, so I put that in a slip. This correlates with his points. Oh, Dame is not scoring a lot from the field. Is he doing more distributing? It's possible he does both. But hey, if you think Giannis has a good game and goes for 30 plus points, you pick the over on Dame's assists. Nice little correlation there. All right. We're going to end it on Dame, I think that's it. Dame was the final play of the stream. And we went over like 18 player props. I think something like that. But that is going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. An hour and a half of live stream comes to an end. Appreciate y'all all being here. If I didn't get to your question, like I said, hit me up in the free player prop Discord. Code is in description. Yeah, definitely hit me up there if you have any questions about that. And then if we have enough information on the board to do a video like the night before, like tonight, do a video for tomorrow's plays, and then we cover a lot more in the live stream, we can always do that. But it really is just dependent on what the board looks like the night before. Sometimes there's just not enough going on, but that's gonna do it. Appreciate y'all sticking around. Definitely appreciate the support, hitting the like button on your way in. If you didn't do it on the way in, hit it on the way out. Means a lot. Helps this channel get bigger every day. Finally crossed the 7,000 subscriber mark. So milestone indeed. And very, very happy with the support you all give on a daily basis. Be sure to drop a like. Appreciate the chat being very engaged. And again, regardless of the player props you roll with, if you do your own research, if you don't use props.cash, whatever, I hope your process works for you. I hope that all your player props respect the damn coin. I wish you the best of luck. And until tomorrow's live stream, possibly tomorrow's recorded video, Chavez is out.